Two. Welcome to your Crypto Now Carmen Dinner 42. Give yourselves a round of applause. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Everyone hear me okay?
Hello.
Give us a yes at the back if you can hear us. Awesome. Okay, my name is Daniel. We have Chris, we have Sawai, we have Vadim, we have our beautiful speakers I'll introduce in a minute. But most of all, we have you. I want to say thank you to everybody being here. Really curious, who are the faces in our audience that have been here before? Give us a wave so we can see if you're in here. Awesome. And who are the people that are new? Maybe you just arrived in player. Ow. What was that? Sorry, we're having falling things here. We'll do that again. Who is new to Play-Doh Carmen or our crypto events here? Let me just have a see any new faces. Oh, quite a few. And if you have no idea because you've been too drunk, there's always one or two. Thank you very much. All right. So we have been we've been doing these events for over a year now. We started them just as a bit of a social with how many people? Like 12 or 13 people with one objective, which was to just talk about crypto because we're all a bit weird like that. Anyone else find crypto communities the most fun and the most weird? So you're not saying yes because you know you're part of it. So we started them purely with that view to be social and to meet up, and then it just expanded. And one of the most important things we love about these spaces is collaboration. So we love about engagement, people sharing. This isn't about us talking from stage. This is about a group participation. Now, for the people that have been here before, please help out. If we're having a group conversation, how many conversations do you think we should have at any one time? 20? I got 20 at the front here. Any other numbers? Buy cheap, sell high. Anybody know how many conversations we should have? One. All right. So in order to do one, we have a little process to help. Everyone that's new, or if you've been here before, I want you to look at your left hand. It's the one that makes an L when you look at the back of it. Raise your left hand, everybody. Left hand's in the air. Wave them, wave them, wave them. Put your finger like this. And whoever's next to you, you just want to check your little pokey finger. And if they're speaking, you just do this. Okay? And that kind of shuts them up. Just a little to the side. So if we only have one conversation, and if we're all going to talk, then we need to practice our talking. Now, you might find this a bit cheesy. You might find it a bit weird, but I promise you it's for a good reason, because without your questions, we don't have a conversation. So here's the last thing I want to try. I want everyone in their own voice level to just say the word, I have a question. I have a question. That was really good. Now, with your other hand, the right hand, it doesn't make an R. I want you to put it in the air. We can't do it now. We're definitely not going to ask. Put it in the air. Everybody put it in there and say, I have a question. I have a question. Vadim here has a microphone.
Exactly. I have two microphones.
He has two. Why do you have two?
One for me, one for you.
One for me and one for you. Everybody, you get your own microphone. Give yourselves a round of applause. You have a microphone. And we're going to use that microphone to ask questions to our beautiful panelists. Which brings me on to you two, my lady and my gentleman, whatever you want. So before we move on to them, tonight's topic is passive income. Ooh, ooh, a ripple of ooh went through the room. Now, there's other ways for you to show support here. You don't have to say, I have a question. You can use sounds. Now, I'm not judging this side of the room, but if I was to put a line through here, I want everyone on this side. So, Tommy, you're on this side. I want you to practice a sound that sounds like this. Yeah! After 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Okay, wait. Everyone on this side, I want to hear a different sound. I want to hear a sound that says, I'm not too sure. It sounds a bit like this. 1, 2, 3. Now, I'm not judging this side or this side, but we're talking about passive income, which means the ability to earn income passively, which makes a lot of people really question that word, because passive income is an interesting concept. So if you don't want to ask a question, but you have an issue with it, make a little sound. It's okay. Because if the one thing we have in this space, it is a fair conversation. There's no pitching, no shilling, no selling your altcoin, no platform that's the best. It's a fair conversation, which means anything that we earn passively is open for us to question, to look at the risk, to look at the reward. Let me ask an open question now. Raise your hand if you already earn some of your living or income passively. Everyone without their hands, just look around. That's a lot of people. Raise your hand if you do not earn passive income, but you would like to. Okay? which means there is a genuine conversation here, because in this room are people that have those answers. But the difference between every single person is risk tolerance. Someone with $1,000 to their name and nothing else will have a much lower risk tolerance. I had to think about that. Versus someone that has millions to their name. They can risk more. Same again if you're a bit older. Robert, I love you. But if you keep speaking whilst I'm here, this makes it really difficult. You poked him. It's meant to be a rib poke. Okay? You will have your chance, sir, but I can't have you retorting with everything I say. All right. So, passive income splits people, but people live off it. So we want to have a genuine conversation. These two people on stage, I now have three people on stage. That's because we forked. We hard forked somebody. Just going to say hello. Hello, my dear. So these people are on stage because they have experience in these topics, but I'm not going to waste your time listening to my voice about it. We're going to move on to them to ask the question. Nicole,
Hello.
would you care? In fact, before we begin, is that on?
Hello.
3, 2. Try again. 1, 2.
Hello, hello, hello.
That's good enough. This is Nicole. This is her first time. She only arrived in Player recently, and she's first time on stage. Can we say, hi, Nicole?
Hi, Nicole.
Hello, crypto gang.
So why don't you share, Nicole, what earns you the right to be here from a passive income perspective? A couple of minutes to share with people who you are and what you do.
I am a degenerate. I got into Bitcoin in 2017. This was the low part of Bitcoin when it was about $6,000. And I just bought one Bitcoin. I was like, cool, I'm just going to hang on to this and see what happens. I think about 5 or 6 years passed and things started to get a little spicy in the market. There's a lot of talk about Bitcoin, and it kind of came from like a renegade kind of type of coin where things were going on with like illegal activity, or so it seemed. And then it started to become more mainstream. Of course, I seen amazing returns and I was like, okay, I'm rich now. I wasn't really that rich, but I found myself able to diversify my portfolio. So not only was I just holding Bitcoin, not doing anything and being able to make money, I was now able to buy some other coins and see what else is going on in the market. I then took a little bit of a risk analysis. I said, you know what? I've made some income off this. I think I'm going to diversify and I'm going to go into nodes. So I started creating nodes, and maybe we can get into exactly what a node is at some point. But at that point, I bought one strong node, cost me $5,000, and I was making about $50 a day. I had never seen money be printed like that in my life. I'd always worked hard for money. I was like, this is impossible. This is a scam. How is this going to be sustainable? But it just kept making money. And I was like, wow, okay. From there, I started to diversify into other nodes. And then from there, I just went straight down into the degen rabbit hole, spending a lot of time researching node projects and then using that income from one node to make another node. And then the circle continued.
Brilliant. Thank you, Nicole. So we have a couple of words we'll unpack later, which are nodes and degen. But we'll hold them for now. Who are you, sir?
Hi. A lot of people, I think, here that really are coming all these days know me. I'm Javi. It's my pleasure. So what about me? I love crypto. You know, I'm very involved. Really, what I really love about bots is the few income that you can have, but the really yearly is very good income comparing with any interest that a centralized or private company can give you. You know, I very especially involved in this. For me, in a way, the charts for me, I love them. I love scripts. I love creating bots. In a way, what I really love is to help people. Oh, thank you, buddy. Cheers. So
Javier, you mainly focus on bots. That's been your way of earning, yeah?
yes.
Okay, and we're just gonna specify that's bots, like trading bots, not robots and not bottoms. Just for the people that are really, really new, trying to work out how he's making money with his bot. So, all right, so we have bots we have nodes and various other things, which we're going to come on to. So I am just going to set a little bit of framing. Like it said in the blurb or in the post, if you read it, like earning income within crypto can range from like a couple of % a year up to, I mean, let's ask these guys just to see. What would you say their highs and lows per month of your trading bot can be, or any bot?
Always it depends of the market.
Of course.
We have cycles, but we have time frames that we really need to see the ones who love trading or the ones who love to see where you can have a small income. 1% daily, imagine 30% monthly. It's a lot of work, a lot of money, and you can work only 2 hours a day. That's all.
So I'm going to just summarize that. Then it's possible to earn 1% a day, which is 30% a month, which without compounding is what? 365% a year.
Depends on the market, as always. I'm telling you.
We're going to go into risks and everything.
Risk.
I'm just
crypto is 100%.
What I want to do is create a space so we can kind of see what's on the table.
Of course.
I'll come to you straight after this lady. What would you say is possible from your perspective with where you earn most of your passive income from? Per month, per year, per day, whatever you wish.
I first started with one node, so that was 1% daily. I started compounding to about 6 nodes, so that ends up being 6% daily, but the price of the coin fluctuates.
So we just learned a variable. So I'm going to repeat this back. So you're saying you can earn up to, did I hear 6% a day? That was
yes, but 6% of what, sir?
That's a good point. So from my perspective, I really want to make sure we come away with understanding why they're all different. Because if we can't see why they're different, all we're going to hear is which one earns more. And we can get lost in this process. So Javier's earning so much per, it doesn't matter how much, but that always finishes in a stable coin.
Always, you need to take profit or be stable.
And that's
cryptocurrency is a path. I think you need to get inside.
Yeah.
In a bull market, uptrending, and once you see that the market is like getting slowly or getting dumping a little bit, go out. It's a way of living, You're in crypto, but some of the portfolio is stable.
But every time the profits are captured, they're captured in stable coins.
You need to take profits always.
Anybody not know what a stable coin is? We're good?
Nice.
Stable coin is a crypto version of currency, dollars. So one crypto dollar is worth $1. It just means the price doesn't change. Is that okay? Cool. So here's the difference. He captures his profit in a stable coin. So when he captures $1,000 profit in a week, how much is it still worth? $1,000.
$1,000.
Okay. So Nicole, explain why yours is a bit different.
Well. So the current price of a strong node is $1,200. So you'd make 1% a day off $1,200. What's that? $12. What did I start with? $50. So that means initially I paid $5,000 for one node and I was making 1%. So that was giving me $50 a day. Because the project they haven't quite figured out sustainability, it's really going to depend on how the project does. I've been involved in a rug pull, as we call it, where the price of the native token will plummet to nothing. So what's 1% of nothing? Nothing. Yes.
So just 1 second. Okay, so you were talking here about in your world when you earn the interest payments, or I shouldn't say interest payments, the return, it's being paid out in a token that has a changing value.
Yes.
Perfect. And the perfect example of this is when I bought a strong node, I paid an average of $350 US per strong. And the current, so which is basically, you need 10 strong tokens to make one node. So if I'm buying one strong token at $350, then a node is going to cost me $3,500. Whereas right now it costs $1,200.
Yes.
So automatically, because I paid for something in a token that changes, irrelevant of the return or anything, I'm already depends how you want to look at it, but 3 times down on my investment in a way.
If you have not already
two-thirds.
returned your investment, then you are definitely down.
Okay, cool. So we're going to come to questions now. We had a bit of a change and we had some miscommunications and things. Nicole, could you pass the microphone to Orit? Orit also helps us out here. I literally thought she just turned up unexpectedly and sat down. I didn't realize she's also going to share. Orit, do you want to explain your name and just a little, sorry, stroking you.
Okay, so my name
a bit
is,
more about what you do.
My name is Orit. I started my journey with passive income actually about a decade ago when I started with my first Airbnb rental. And as I go and I was doing a complete system that I can manage remotely. It was beautiful. I was able to travel around the world to 55 countries while I manage all the properties remotely. And I'm kind of compared to these two here. I just got into crypto about 1.5 years ago. So it can show you that anybody can get in this game at any point and really dive into the rabbit hole and into passive income and all of the opportunities that this space can
So
allow.
a 1.5 years ago,
Yeah.
you started your crypto journey.
Yeah.
That's a tiny amount of time. And then
Yes.
in that time, when you're doing passive income in crypto, what is the space that you do that in?
I got into nodes, about 2 strong nodes in September. That was my first node. I'm actually also doing some bots and also some more conservative passive income like Anchor Protocol, where you can earn on a stable coin 19.5%, which is if you didn't want to, buy into different nodes and it's a little bit more risky, you can just stake some stable coins and still earn 19.5%. So there are many different
This
ways.
is the Anchor Protocol, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So 2 things that she shared there. One of them is, let's turn this down a little bit. One of them is around nodes, same as what Nicole's talking about. And the other one is a staking protocol where she's earning 20% per year. I'm going to round up 20% a year on stable coins. So the lady and gentleman here who is new, if you think about it like this, there's always, I just want to caveat, there's always risk. We're going to move on to the risk for the people that are sat there thinking about it. But first, we're going to talk about what it is. So she's taking dollars instead of them being in a bank, moving the dollars into the crypto world and receiving 20% per year. So the price doesn't change because it's $1. It's 1 crypto dollar is worth $1. But instead of getting whatever you might, I mean, what's the average interest return on a bank these days? 8?
It's a lot. I think .03%.
-1.
Does anybody get 8% from their bank?
No.
0.8. All right. So you can already
0.08.
see that I've got some friends that have got businesses and they're sat with a couple of 100,000 in the bank. And all they did was create an exchange so their business could move money into the crypto world. And they have literally $100,000, $200,000 staked and earning 20%. And they even pay for crypto insurance. So if it gets hacked, if there's a breach, there's a whole stipulation of what's covered. And I think they pay something like 0.075% charge on every dollar. So already we can start to see some separation. You can see a difference in reward and a difference in risk. There's a gentleman. He's eating.
Yeah. So the question here is, what are the nodes?
What is a node?
What is the node?
What is a node? Who can explain this in less than 60 seconds? I got a few ideas. This guy here with the cat. Gentleman, sir, what is your name?
My name is Josh.
Josh. Where are you from, Josh?
China.
China.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave that conversation there for now.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. So
Essentially,
60 seconds.
essentially a node is a computer running a version of the ledger that can then run as a validator for the ledger, so that when you approve transactions, you essentially need all of the ledgers to agree. So if they all agree around the network, then you have consensus, and that makes blockchain technology awesome?
I know you are accurate. And I love that answer. So first of all, as the first person who shared an answer, is it Josh? Can we give Josh a round of applause, please? And I have to acknowledge that in Josh's answer, he used the word validator, consensus, and at least a couple of other words. And I just know that at least 50% of people are now going to say, what's that? So my stripped down analogy of a node is, think about whatever you want to think about the internet is right now in your head. And you're probably, normally people are like, the internet somehow is a lot of computers together that make something, and I use it. And if all those computers turned off, there wouldn't be an internet. So think about it the same way. A blockchain works because there's a lot of devices doing something. And in order to make the blockchain stronger, we need more of those devices. So they are incentivized to say, hey, if you use a computer and run this, do whatever you need to do to make my blockchain stronger, because the more computers there are supporting it, the harder it is to fail. I'll give you some money. And is that a fair enough, very simple analogy? Yeah? So a node helps keep a blockchain strong, just like the internet, and the incentivization for that is reward. But that reward is tied to the price of the token in your instance, and it changes. Cool. So the gentleman that is eating, I appreciate your eating. Do you want to speak after or now? You have a question?
He was asking about the nodes.
Cool. Okay, so before we break it down any further, I want to come out to you guys. Everybody that had their hand up that earns passive income, that's not a node, and it's not Anchor Protocol, would you like to share how you earn? Yeah? What's your name, sir?
Hello, my name is Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Yeah, so I'm from Argentina, and right now I'm here in Playa since 1st of February. So 2 months working remotely,
Cool.
Full crypto. And my passive income, I have like classic with fiat, with dollars, cash. Well, to all of you that don't know Argentina, it's a crazy country when in terms of economy, but you can get a 10% annual return on dollars, cash on the country.
From the government, like a bond?
No, for let's say financial companies, like 10%
Wow.
to 18% cash dollars.
On a standard bank account?
No,
Yeah.
this is not a standard. It's more like under the radar.
Yes.
But
Hang on. He's Argentinian as well.
yeah.
So he's saying yeah, you're saying under the radar.
Yeah, but I mean it's legal. Nothing like
This is Argentina.
yeah.
We call it blue.
Yeah.
Blue.
Long story short, there are
Blue.
a lot of
Can I have a blue
regulations.
bank account?
A lot of regulation by the government, so people paying a lot of money for free cash, let's say.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
I'm not going to labor on this point. It's
But
interesting.
anyone that want to visit Argentina after that, you can contact me. So
So we have a third method. We have 18% with Gabriel in Argentina.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. You're welcome. And after in the crypto world, well, there is tons of options for those that are not pretty into the world, like Binance, which is probably the biggest exchange in the world, has the wallet for savings. So you can put your USDT, which is a virtual dollar, and you have a 10% annual rate flexible, for example.
Words like USDT. Oh, she's gone. That's a stable coin.
Yeah.
If you hear like US something in it, it's a crypto version of a coin. So you can stake your stable coins USDT in Binance and get approximately what?
Approximately 10% flexible. It means that you can
Take
use
it out, put
use
it in.
Yeah, use it when you want it. And if you block it for, let's say, 60 days or 120 days, you can receive more.
Cool.
There is another stable coin like UST, which is in Terra, and they are giving to you the 15% more or less in the Anchor protocol. So it's like, to not put a lot of technical words on it, it's basically Binance is like a bank account. You buy your crypto, your stable coin, put it, and it's just 2 clicks, and you got your passive income. And then if you want to you like the risk, you have then Defi, Yearn with crazy APY like 1,015% yearly, and so on. But yeah, Binance is a good example of a lot of
So
options.
let's close one of those because you opened
Yeah.
a second one. So what Gabriel's talking about there is using an exchange, Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin,
Celsius.
Well, Celsius is not an exchange, but we'll group it in.
Yeah.
So there's platforms. Celsius has swap. Wow, I knew that was going to come at some point. I'm glad it does. So we have these platforms where all you refer to it as a crypto bank.
Yeah.
Now we're going to use that word, but we're not saying that it has the same assurance as a bank. We're just saying it holds your money, and in reward, it's going to give you something. Fair summary?
Fair enough.
So, and that ranges from, I think I'm going to say like 5% to 20. I'm just going to say 20 because I think Anchor is 20. Like,
Anchor is 15 now.
when did it change to 15?
A few weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. Nexo 2 days ago was still at 17% for USD.
Sorry, 18.
18.
18.
Okay.
It's 19.
So,
Even better.
do you know what? It's cool, guys. It's cool. In the essence of moving forward, 5 to 20%, give or take 2 to 3%. So these are we're going to call them crypto banks, and they're platforms you put your money in, and they all have different levels of assurance. And the reason I'm just going to say that is because raise your hand if you've heard of Coinbase. All right. So someone can verify this for me, but the other, sorry, not Coinbase. Yeah, Coinbase and Nexo. So I read the other day that they insure funds per person up to $250,000. And that's not like locked and traded funds. That is an account. So if you have your money in Nexo or you have your money in Coinbase and you have less than $250,000 in there, you are insured against loss, theft, hack. I don't include social engineering in there where somebody gets your details and takes the money legally. That's a different conversation. But I bring it up because when we're talking about passive income, risk has to come into it. And so if you can earn 5 to 20% and it's insured, that's in my opinion, that's in a pretty safe box. And if I had to choose between a bank and these sites at the minute, unless anyone is welcome to challenge any of this, I would choose that any day, especially if it's insured. Gentlemen here, Vadim?
So it's interesting that you mentioned that. So historically, and hopefully you can enlighten me, but I've looked at the insurance that many of these crypto lending platforms have, and maybe this is a legacy thing, but in general, the insurance that I've noticed that they've had historically over the past few years has always been BitGo insurance, insured by BitGo. And when you look at that insurance and you break it down, it's not that comprehensive. It's like basically, I can't remember, but like they're insured against the servers getting hacked or whatever the case, right? But essentially, it's like a nice stamp that it looked like a nice stamp, but it didn't seem like it actually protected.
Are you referring
one.
to third-party insurance there, like where I can get it myself, or are you saying that Coinbase is insured by BitGo?
So it'll be nice to learn more about the insurance that you alluded to. But historically, when I've looked at crypto lending platforms like, I think BlockFi and a few others, I always noticed that it was just BitGo insurance.
So I can second that definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about this. So if anyone wants to Google it, or if you've got an opinion, please let us know.
So I guess my question is, the insurance that you alluded to, where one gets 250K per account, who underwrites that insurance, and how reliable is it? Yeah.
Honest answer to that, I don't fully know. If I was going to do it, I would find the answers to that. Because if you're going to move money on the basis that it's insured, you need to do your due diligence on that. If there's one word you're going to hear through everything in passive income, from the 5% a year to thousands, do your due diligence. It is nobody else's fault if you get screwed. End of story. It really is. Like, crypto is sovereign finance. It's your money. You can't go and say, hey, you failed me. It's like, There's just nothing you can do, and it's a really harsh reality. Just out of curiosity, raise your hand if you've had to face a harsh reality in crypto at some point. Look at all these hands, yeah? It hurts, but we're still here. Yeah, give me a yeah.
Yeah.
We're still here.
I
So-
think this is a good time to talk about your hardware wallet, your cold wallet storage.
Does it earn what an earning?
How are you gonna keep your coins safe?
Well, I want to, at the end, I want to cover that definitely. First, I want to do all the different ways we earn passive income, because keeping coins safe is literally a different conversation.
Amen.
So, Gabriel, coming back to you. You said a second thing.
I'm
Where's
coming,
that in?
coming.
You said a second word, and I just want to open that up a little bit more.
Sure.
What did you say?
Yeah, like after these vanilla options like Binance, like all these easy options, there is nothing different from the home banking. Little more complex maybe, but you have these yearn or these DeFi platforms. Like DeFi means decentralized finance. Like a bank is centralized, in this decentralized, you don't have one authority. You have, as you mentioned, like a network that regulates the money within. So in these DeFi options, you have liquidity pools and others investment options that they basically ask for your crypto to have to storage the crypto and use it for the exchange. It's like, imagine one of the exchange in the 10th that give you Mexican pesos and dollars.
The currency exchanges.
Yeah, like imagine they don't have any money, so they ask everybody of you for your Mexican pesos, and they use it for the exchange, and they give you a rate on that, like interest on that. That's one of the options. And then there's another more complex and more risky options.
How much more do you think, to give some ideas using these yearn protocols and DeFi protocols, what do you think is a, without going too crazy, what sort of return are you looking at per year?
Well, without going too crazy, maybe 80% yearly.
So we're looking at like 6 to 7% a month.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if we were to go crazy, what are we going? Not super crazy.
Super crazy.
Not super crazy, just crazy.
600 a year.
600% a year. So we'll call that
it's
20% a month, 15, 20% a month.
Kind of.
I'm looking at you. 50% a month.
50%.
Thank you.
Yeah, 50%.
A lot anyway.
I mean,
but then how much more does the risk and the time and the energy go up?
As she said, like all those crazy rates are on tokens or coins that are not stable.
Ooh.
So you can put $1,000 on 80 or 600%, but the token goes from $10 to 0.001. So your big interest is now nothing.
That's a learning day.
Yeah.
So, Nicole, how much time have you spent doing, like, let's say, yield farming, liquidity pools, things like that?
Degenerate things, yes.
Degenerate things. This
I've
is
lost
the degen
money.
part, yeah?
I've lost some money doing degenerate things. I've done some high APY staking. We like to refer to those as possible rug pulls or liquidity exits for the early investors. So that means early investors are rewarded highly. And then as soon as the project starts to get really hyped up and everyone's buying in, guess what? Perfect time for me to exit. Thank you very much. So that often happens in DeFi that's why we call it degenerate. We call it degenerate because there's degenerate things happening in that space. And it's not safe, I think, for early investors or people that don't have experience. It's a gamble. And it's a gamble in a sense that you're not going to know what's going to happen. You're going to have your money there. And if you're not educated, you're not going to know when to pull it out. It's not stable, but sometimes it's fun. So if you want to gamble, go to there's right now a website where it literally tracks some of the highest APYs. Some of them are hundreds of thousands APY percentages.
Who
I'll give that to you. One
who,
second.
who here has tried farming and liquidity pools and then got burnt and promised to never do it again? I'm definitely in there. Like, you can earn a lot of money farming, but it is a lot. Can you explain farming?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
Not confidently.
I'm gonna say that this is farming, right? I have some Pacifico beer, and I'm gonna lock it somewhere, and it's gonna pay me out in Naranja Mineral, and I'm gonna lock this up somewhere because this is gonna pay out in phones, and then I lock this up, and it pays out in Pacifico, and then I put this back in the Pacifico, which feeds this, that feeds that, and each one feeds. That's farming, just like you would do with growing a seed and planting a tree. But because they're all variable prices, we start with good prices, but then if all of the prices drop, I'm still getting the return, but it's worthless. So this is the thing, you can have thousands of % return, but it means nothing if you can't convert it to dollars. Got it?
Yes, we have another way of passive income here.
Let's go for it.
Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2.
What's
All
your
right,
name?
so,
What's your name?
My name's Derek, and I'm gonna add on to. I'm another degenerate here, lunatic degenerate. Yes, sir. We do a little bit on the.
Oh, Derek, you were in the WhatsApp group today, weren't you?
I was, man. I'm asking the
nice
questions.
to see you, my man.
Yeah. So I think the strategy is a bit of a high risk, low risk strategy, because what I'm doing is I leverage Luna, right? So you bond Luna, you provide it as collateral, so you can borrow against it. So if you see the rates right now, it's about 3% interest. Basic strategy: put it back on Anchor USD, get 19%, scalp the difference. But if you want to be more risky, you essentially, when you put it into the 19%, it turns into AUST. And AUST, you can go onto a protocol called Mirror Protocol under Luna. And what Mirror does is it allows you to buy fractional stocks. Okay? So these fractional stocks, you can use UST or AUST, meaning money that's already earning 19%, to buy digital versions of stocks. So if you're bullish on Tesla, Amazon, Facebook, Roblox, get a piece of that, and then you can just sit and wait that out, be bullish on it, sell when it's high. Or you can also do a delta neutral strategy where you can long and short.
Did you just refer to that as a delta moon strategy?
Delta neutral.
Just checking. I heard that.
But essentially, delta neutral is winning on the long and the short, because you bet on, if you're on Mirror right now, you can see different APRs on a long or a short on the stock, the fractional stock you're buying. You can buy both ends, buy long and buy short. You're making money both ways, and you could do that with borrowed money. That's already earning interest. So that's like deep rabbit hole degenerate, but it's fun.
So, Derek, I want to say thank you for you sharing that. I was hoping someone here had the Luna Anchor hack. So I'm not even going to begin to start to unpack everything he said. But what I am going to do is contextually summarize it. He finished there with, it's a lot of fun and you enjoy it. Am I right?
100%.
I can't express how important that is if you're going to get into any one of these. If you can't find fun in it, it will destroy you. Because it's the fun that at least keeps you going a little bit. Robert, I am coming. Give me a minute, man. So it's really important because, like, do you enjoy when you're doing the nods?
When I'm winning.
Well, when I'm winning. I think we can all feel that. So all of these things have got different risks, but they also, like, Derek, how much time have you put in? Like, you probably put a lot of time into learning it, going through crypto. If you were 1 month into crypto, would you recommend someone doing the delta neutral strategy? No.
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd say get a Nexo account and stake.
Yeah, Anchor high yield 19%, first level risk, level 1, get your feet wet, and then go deep down, read the Twitter, get the Discord going.
It takes time. But thank you very much. So from that, he's staking stable coins, and you're earning up to what, 70% or more? 94. Okay, cool. So you're starting to see some numbers here.
Then, sorry. What about we summarize like the crypto banks? and give it a name and the level of risk. Can we
Well, I
say
was
it's
gonna-
a low risk?
Risk is relative. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to come to this guy here. I'm going to come to Robert, and then we're going to talk risk. Is that fair? Because everyone here will judge risk differently. So we need to talk about them, but without judgment of the risk, if that makes sense. Sir.
Hey, everybody. So I have some thoughts on earning passive income in crypto, and I've been through some my own like little set of rug pulls with I don't know how many people here know the Ohm forks, and when that was really popular, yeah. I don't know if
Raise
you
your
guys ever
hand
heard
if you
of
know Ohm.
Ohm, yeah. Ohm, Time, Rug, Parrot, Pirate. There were so many. Rome DAO, I think, is still going actually. These are all these called Rebase DAO, Rebase Ohm fork, where they pay out like a percentage, a fixed, or it's not fixed, it's variable, but it's usually an insanely high percentage every 8 hours. And some of these projects were so degenerate that they literally pay out like 30-40% in the first day. And they'd have this lockup period. So basically whoever was in the earliest is completely dumped and trashed on the other people. And it was really interesting to see the space evolve because I got in early and I didn't understand that this all had an expiration date. It was a big lesson for me. And now I've seen it happen like this. I look at the Luna thing and I feel like I've become very grounded now in my passive earning. I really pretty much only do liquidity farming now, which is the yields aren't as high, but it's sustainable. It's actually comes from real utility. Where most of these other protocols, they're like borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. There are various form of Ponzi, or it's like a game theory where you have an option to like bond or stake or mint. And depending which one you do, you know, there are these different things to it. But I would just be very careful with the feeling like anything's going to last unless it's giving a real utility, something like Ethereum, which is a platform for running smart contracts, which is something people want and need, and they're willing to pay money for. There's no reason for somebody to just pay into a protocol that all it does is give money out.
I want to just pick up. Thank you for sharing all that.
Thank
I
you.
want to pick up on two words that you said there. And in my opinion, he just shared one of the big variables that splits all of these passive income things. Lockup period. If you have to lock up your crypto, which means you can't touch it for a period of time. I'm not saying that in any way that's a red flag because some nodes it's locked. It's just a variable. It's just something to understand that if you have to lock something for 90 days, you better damn make sure it's going to last 90 days.
I think the most important thing is just understanding what the actual like utility and long-term viability. And let me just say this, it's not like it's a mistake to invest in anything like Luna that's paying out ridiculous APY, even though it doesn't have like ridiculous, insane amounts of utility. It's just that then I would say that's not really passive anymore because you kind of have to actively monitor it and be ready to pull your funds and time it correctly, because that's how you get caught. Like I was caught in the time thing where it was going so amazing and then bam, you know, it just like a rock shot down.
I want to defend Luna here because comparing Wonderland and Time to Luna, an anchor protocol, feels a bit offensive to Luna.
Okay, well, I'm interested in learning more about Luna, but this is my general philosophy on the whole passive income thing. If it's not being driven by utility, where is it coming from? Where is the 20% coming from? And just the last, what happens to the price of Luna if they can't sustain the 20%?
Good questions to ask. I can't answer them, but I at least wanted to create separation between a rebased system like Wonderland and Luna. But I understand where you're coming from. Okay, we have a special guest who's been dying to speak for a long time. He's been supporting in here for a bit. We're going to let him out of the cage. He's got 5 minutes to share his opinions and thoughts on passive income. 1 second. Let's get you a microphone. Everyone, please give a round of applause to Robert. He's out.
Thank you very much. I'm now 50 years old. Ex-investment banker, Goldman Sachs, Deutsche Bank, shit on that. It's past. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot When you want to invest, you have to be prepared to lose. And when you are not prepared to lose, don't do that. I lost in my trades on one day 20 millions. Oh, but I make 200 millions for the Deutsche Bank. You need liquidity. Liquidity is daily life. You have to pay the rent, the car, whatever, the petrol, the guys, the girls, whatever. I promise you, not everybody is a day trader. Not everybody is able to do that. So don't use systems we don't know how they function. AI, artificial intelligence, algorithm systems. I don't like that. I was a trader. I make the decision. When I make a mistake, the chief comes to me, hey guy, what do you make shit? Who makes the shit when a robot makes the shit? Ah, don't believe in AI. You can do that when you have a 12, I said we developed a strategy, 12 nest strategy. So don't put all eggs in one nest. It's very easy. When one nest is going down, you have 11 other. We don't believe only in crypto. I can promise you we have a really big problem in the economy by silver coins. They are suppressed by, I know a lot of colleagues, they're working for JP Morgan, blah, blah, blah. The price is 100 times down. So crypto, silver, land, farmland. Make your own food. Make gold.
Lead.
Blue gold.
Land.
Drink.
Land.
Yes.
Land.
Secure your life because you can't eat the money. You can't eat money. You can't eat crypto. It's virtual. I love crypto. Come on, I'm in since 2009. I'm now 37 years investor. But I say to you, honestly, be aware we have a hard time. Please stand together. Let's work together. Every system is good, better than the central banking system. Yes. Instead of fighting each other, let's work together.
Yes.
That's our power. And when we can't do that, we have no hope to win.
Thank you, Robert.
I show you, we show you. Here are a lot of people, they are in the game. And I don't say anything about what we do, yes? No, I don't do it because you said I don't do it.
This is a passive income talk, though.
Yes, because
So you're allowed. This
I
is like literally
talked
the
to
one
him 9
time-
months to talk about this company. This company is the best company ever I've seen in my world. Ryan Cho. He's the Martian. He's the Martian. He's the blogger, and he makes Bitcoin mining 2012.
This is why we haven't let Robert out the cage for a while.
Yes,
yeah?
he's the best. And he makes a big deal with the Sheikh of Dubai. He makes the solar-driven biggest
Robert?
crypto mining company in Dubai. 300,000 Bitcoin.
Robert, I'm going to ask you questions. You can answer them. Okay. Do you earn passive income?
Yes.
Okay, wait, stop. All right. Tell me how.
I put money in, take money out.
Okay, what's it called?
Very easy. Click, click, clock.
Click, click, clock.
Click, click, clock. I go to the beach and have fun with wife.
Okay. Is there anything you could say to educate these people as to how you do that?
Yeah, minimum invest $300. That's all.
Okay. And any more that could be shared that might help make them a decision?
Yes, make due diligence. You get all the shit information you can read, blah, blah, blah. Yes. You get it all, but I promise you, they are the best.
Okay, we're gonna flick this.
hyper. Yeah,
Okay, so
it's hyperverse.
here's the thing. Right, sit down. We're gonna ask you
Ah.
some questions. All right. Robert's been hiding away from saying the name.
I don't want to say the name.
You have to sit down. You have to. You can keep the microphone for now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Because the whole point is we're trying to show them different ways of earning.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is really
It's good.
factable. I make a chart here.
You're not bringing your chart up. You're not bringing your chart up.
Numbers is the key. I'm a banker. I want
Robert.
numbers.
Okay. I'm gonna try and very quickly explain. And you are welcome. Anybody that is in, let's just have a see. Who's happy to put their hand up to say that they're in hyperverse? Okay, we got this corner down here, a couple here. Anybody that's in it that wants to challenge what I'm saying, please do. Hyperverse.
Hyperfund, hyperverse.
Hyperverse. There. And I'm going to group hyperverse as something I personally call a HYIP, a high yield investment program. These things come with a lot of smoke and mirrors. Okay? No smoke. Then one of you, listen, guys, listen, look, this isn't a U2 show. If you honestly want to contribute, you're welcome to have a mic. If not, I have to ask you to shut up. Okay. Is that fair? Because they can't hear. He knows a lot, so you're welcome to challenge me. I will always stick up for the underdog, yeah? And in something like high-yield investment programs, you have to, in my opinion, come from the underdog perspective. Because if you can't work out how it has utility, which basically means how the fuck it does, I'm trying to not swear anymore. When you're trying to work out how it makes its money, if you can't work out how it's making its money, that's a red flag, in my opinion. If you were working for a company that paid you a fortune and you had no idea how that company made money, how would you feel? So, would you like a microphone to answer that question? Cool.
I started in 2015 with this bullshit. And these scam companies, they only last like six months, 3 weeks, depends. So you have to do your research, and you have to find a way to get your investment out as fast as possible.
Can you answer the question? How does it make its money? What you're talking about is how to be safe. You're talking about getting your investment out.
Yeah.
I'm talking about how do you answer the question that a platform that pays you 150% a year makes its money?
They make their money with mining, with about 40 exchanges. They sell like hardware wallets. They have, at the moment, they have also their apps. So they make money with this. A lot of people believe in it. That's how banks also make money, you know.
I'm with you on that. I am with you.
Yeah. So
but none of that can be, you don't make 150% a year return by selling hardware wallets and using exchanges.
Yeah.
But even the mining, there's no proof to any of this. It's just somebody saying they mine. Here's the mic at the minute. This is a really important one. Part of tonight is to allow this conversation to come out.
Yeah.
Okay? Because there's so many of these sorts of platforms. Bobby, you want to come in? I'm going to come back. No, I appreciate that. I do. Sure.
So you, ding. All right. So you just said you're involved in Hyperverse.
I have invested in it.
Okay. I would like to hear about Hyperverse, the utility of Hyperverse, and how it makes its money.
I haven't got a clue. Honestly, I've spent ages looking at this. I have my theories. I think the price, they own a coin, and I think they manipulate the price because it fluctuates 5% like clockwork every day. And I think they create buy walls and sell walls and make a lot of money. But if I'm honest,
what's the utility of Hyperverse?
I could give you loads of flowery answers, yeah, but I don't know. It's literally like, as much as I'm not against anything per se, yeah, but I will put money in according to the level of trust I can manage. So yourself, Bobby, yeah, like if you said I need $100, based on our level of trust. Okay, there you go, cool. But there's a point where we had a zero where I go, what do you need the money for? Like, why do you need it? And it's partly how much I might have and how much I know you. So things like Hyper and these high yield investment programs, and if you're in crypto long enough, you will have somebody come and speak to you about them. It's not that these things, this is my personal opinion, it's not that they're bad. We just have to be honest about what it is. And I can't answer that question. And personally, I disagree with your answer that they make that much money paying, they can make that much money to pay out 150% a year. It doesn't add up. But I'm with you. I can't disprove it and I can't prove it.
Look, Binance, how much money they make.
But Binance make their money because they have fees on everybody and millions goes through them.
But they are saying that they are also in Binance.
They're in Binance.
Yes. They invested in Binance and 40 other exchanges.
So you're talking about like investing in startups.
OKEx and this kind of things.
But that if you invest in a company, does that mean you're allowed some of their fees that they make?
Oh,
you're
you
just
can
an
make,
investor. You get
yeah,
dividends.
you get dividends, yeah. But
that
not,
doesn't mean you make the money on the fees. It just means you're an investor.
Yeah.
I'm an investor in Coinbase. I haven't got a penny.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain they make a lot of money.
I'm sure, yeah.
So my point is, it's not an answer.
No,
it doesn't make it bad, but we have to kind of put an X, in my opinion, you got to put an X there in the category that says, is it clear how it makes money? Or as, I don't know how you like to refer to yourself as Constanza, but is the utility clear, the use case?
I will tell you something, you know. The Deutsche Bank was sued because it's one of the biggest criminal organizations in the world. They whitewash their drugs money, you know. So how do they make their money? Yes, doing this kind of fucking shit.
I'm with you, but someone else being bad doesn't justify anything. It's just their bad.
No.
So I'm with you.
I want to earn it the honest way, and if it can be like this, you know, you can also trade. I did trading. I don't like it because it sucks up my time. It's the most valuable asset, by the way. And yeah.
All I want to make a point here of this, there's all sorts of platforms. And when you start to reach the question of how it makes money, be honest with yourself and don't get sucked in by the numbers. It doesn't make something bad, but just be honest with it. I would love you to pick up on something.
Then we
I
have
think it was
another question here.
I'll let him finish, then we'll come to you. Sir?
Yeah, quick comment. Actually, at least we know Deutsche Bank makes its money in something legitimate with drugs, right? Hyperverse,
it's a utility.
Hyperverse, the utility of Deutsche Bank is laundering drug money. At least people buy that shit. Right? Hyperverse, we don't have a fucking clue what they do. So I've run into this lately, and I have a huge line of question marks when it comes to Hyperverse. But actually, my question, and I don't recall your name, but I wanted to ask about strong nodes. Technically, how do you run them? Do you run them on VPSs? Is it a piece of hardware you run? And the utility of the coin?
Yeah, so it runs as a node as a service. You'll also see the abbreviation NAAS, nodes as a service. It's just running on your computer, so it's running on your browser. So you'll need a browser wallet to even have to run a strong node, and it just runs in the background as an application.
So follow-up question on that on the strong node. Does it have to be running all the time?
It
Or
doesn't.
should I
It doesn't
run it
run. It doesn't actually run. Actually, you're not running it on the computer, but you're paying a service, and they're running it for you. So it actually doesn't use any computer
it runs on
power.
their servers then.
Yeah.
It's not a VPS.
It's not a VPS.
You don't have to buy a space and set it up.
Okay,
you just
that's my
stake your
question.
tokens, and it's all automated.
So it runs on their
actual
servers.
nodes.
They got
Yeah,
a
I know.
server farm
Yeah.
and something like that. Okay. All right.
You're actually running nodes.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I know.
I run a lot of nodes,
Yeah,
but I run
know.
my own servers. So that's what I was asking about Strong, if you had to have your own servers. And what's the utility of the coin then?
Nodes as a service. So they either run Ethereum nodes, now they're running Polygon nodes, and they'll also do Phantom nodes. Was there another blockchain?
Well, let's explain nodes as a service then. So you've got yield nodes, strong nodes. Is Fire nodes as a service? Okay, so but all of these companies secure multiple blockchains, and they're like middlemen.
Yeah, so I guess the point is to give that service later on to blockchains. But right now, the argument is it sustainable or not? And now Strong Block is actually creating their own chain, Strong, with a new token, which is stronger. So let's see where it's heading. But it's really hard to say at this moment if it's going to be sustainable for years to come, unless someone will pay for these nodes in different blockchains. Then it wouldn't have utility. But it's kind of like, okay, let's build a node army, and later on, hopefully, it's going to be as a service. Like, we can be hopeful. It's like a.
So basically, it runs nodes like a fund in a sense. So there's not like it runs Ethereum nodes or I don't know.
Like right now,
Trump,
it's Ethereum. Yeah.
So
Can I? So it runs other nodes, and basically you're investing in that platform, and they
Yes.
run those nodes. Okay.
Yeah.
But your return, you're getting paid in that coin, the strong coin.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes. And then, the native token. And like when you can either
you swap it.
compound and create a new node, or you can cash out, or
I
Yeah.
think that in a way they're helping the scalability of the coin.
I think something about strong and nodes in general, at least strong nodes that I found in the community, is that like when you know that you can compound for more nodes, then a lot of people the strategy is like, oh, let me compound, and I compound and compound and compound, and they never take profits. And now when they could have taken profits when the coin was 500 and you made $50 a day, now it's 120. So it's kind of like, oh, you should actually take some profits and compound and create more nodes, and not just like, oh, I'm going to get to 50 nodes and then I'm going to be a billionaire. And like,
So that point
you
she
never
just
take
made there,
profits.
we're going to come to you now. I want to make sure we're clear on that point. She's talking there like she's literally explaining the risk. Because strong pays out in strong and the price of strong changes, one day if you get paid out $100 worth of strong a day and you're banking it, but in strong, if tomorrow the price of strong drops 50%, you didn't get $100 a day because you never actually exited. So it's one of the biggest risks to watch in platforms that pay you out in a variable token is unless you convert to dollars, it isn't worth jack until you do.
It's unrealized,
Yeah.
right? You're just like watching it. And from my experience, I witnessed greed, right? You look at what you have
of
and
yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
you
okay,
learn
cool.
about yourself, and it's really amazing. Like first, I learned to lose, right? I was like, oh, of course, I know how to lose. Then you lose the first time, and you're like, shit, I don't know how to lose. This is not fun. I thought I'm just gonna win, right? And then when you're compounding, you're like, okay, so you're giving yourself a goal. Now, when I get to 10 tokens, I'm gonna cash out. And when you said that, the coin was 500. Now the coin is 300. So you're like, shit. So I should compound now because it's 300. So you compound because it was lower because you're like, I could have gotten it when it was 500 and I didn't. So you really have to, I think with crypto, you have to be super clear about when are you going to exit and exit. Exit that motherfucker. Because if
I
you're
think
not gonna
that today
exit,
we talk and I
it's
have
just
two
like-
best friends. You know, today we talk and I have two best friends. Stop loss and take profit.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling it. Yeah, that's really good. So strategy. You're basically saying
Yes.
before you get in,
Strategy.
decide what you're doing. There's a gentleman that's had a microphone for ages. What's your name, sir?
Hi, I'm Nicola.
Nicola.
So first time hearing about strong nodes and nodes in general. I mean, not nodes as nodes, but strong nodes. And I'm wondering, just wanted to make it clear that I understand it. So basically, you're entering like a part of a node, and they're earning money as validators, basically. And then you take part of that profits, but you're not getting it in ETH, but in some token that they made up, kind of. And they're able to mine it as much as they want, as much as people are buying it, if I understand correctly. What I'm not understanding is how is it better to just, how is it possible that they can pay more APY than if you just enter some mining pool or something like that?
I can have a go at that, or does one of you two want to?
Understood the question.
It's better always if you have your own miners, 100%. They are having like a third party in what they give a service. They need to pay fee, and they pay them in another coin that it's not the coin they're mining. So
Oh no, sure, but the thing is like, if you're in mining pool, any mining pool, you don't get that much of API as you get in strong nodes, if I understood correctly.
What do you mean by mining pool? Which
Okay, so there are mining pools like all around the world,
Yes.
and you can just enter them, like put some money in them and earn.
so you're
as
not the
validator.
actual miner, like you didn't pay.
Exactly.
You're not the
you don't have
validator
time.
or
You
the
don't have
miner.
to be. It's pretty much the same
cloud
concept.
mining,
That's why I don't understand it.
I use both of them. I have cloud mining, and software mining, basic x6 really. And what I do really is in bear market, I check profits like every 15 days, because you have a setting smart that every mining, once you pay it, make the payout, you make it in USDT instead of Bitcoin or whatever. But in bull market, you hold. It's my only way of staking, in my opinion.
So, but your question basically is, how is it sustainable?
How is
Like,
it even possible?
How's it
honestly?
making its money? So again, we come back to this question. Like, to some people, that question will stop them investing. I'm going to come to Constanza here and say, if you don't know its utility and how it's making money, will you put money into it? Or a lot? You probably would.
The only time, like I did it and I was up for a while, and then what I realized is that the whales like to jump around to the hot new thing. So whatever you're in is eventually going to go bust. That's what I think in that space. You have to be really good at like staying on top of it, and I'm not.
So I'm really conscious of how fast this event's gone, and I really want to cover risk. So what time are we on?
22.
8:40. Wow. Because all of these things sound really great and really sexy, but like we don't cover risk. We're just doing the shiny side. So what I would love is anyone that's in systems. In fact, no. If you're not in systems, tell me what risk you're worried about, and if you are in something, let's share the sort of risks that we've had. Now I've only brought up two things. One risk is if it pays out in a token that changes in value. That's a risk, but it's something to be aware of. Another one that was shared over here is if your money is locked up, you need to factor that in. Do you want to share something?
Can I share something?
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about risk for a little bit, because I want you guys to leave with at least a better understanding of how to vet these things. Javi.
I have a question. Someone knows Flow coin? Flow coin, NFT coin. Yes. Okay. 2 years ago, I participated in the ICO coin. I bought like 200,000 coins, but it was $0.015. Now they wanted to launch the coin. It was $50, and I stake it. Of course, I stake it, and drops into $2. Imagine. And now the staking is for 1 year. So imagine if I take profits at that moment in $50, and now I buy the dip. We are in the same cycle, so you have to diversify in a way. I hate staking, but I put money in a way that gives me profits. But if I stake, it was $2, I'm in gain. So in a way, if you trust the protocol, if you trust the coin, or you like what you are doing, in like why you're staking that coin, it's also a way of gaining, because and you really understand the protocol that is behind the process of the project.
So that you're basically talking, if I was to say, like belief. Like
Yes.
if you understand something,
in the moment I was like, oh
yeah.
But now I say, okay, I hold a lot of coins, but at the same time, in another second cycle, it will go again to touch that resistance. I could take profit there, but really right now I hold in another way.
So focusing on risk, I'm going to say the summary from that is like belief in something. How much do you understand something? Meaning, if you don't understand it, it's more risky.
The same that the ones
know
who buy Ethereum, Shiba, whatever, 5 years ago in $200, and they're still holding.
Okay, we have a lot of questions, sir.
Yep, Javi. Can I ask you a question specifically?
No.
Like, so, what are your like? You know, we're talking about potential scams and many of these things, and everything is like, go do your own research, right? Now, from somebody who's seasoned, what are your objective 5 steps to ascertain whether it's 5 or whether it's 3 or whatever the case? Like, what steps would you follow to ascertain whether something is a scam or whether something is credible?
Good question.
How we evaluate the project, you say? Or-
Well, anything in crypto, right? So
Yes.
whether it's a coin or whether it's a passive income, whether it's a bot, whatever.
Due to time, that's a really good question. I'd love you all to answer that, but you literally in like a couple of minutes. Like, what are your top ways that you determine due diligence?
Okay, first of all, what I like of a project, not only the technology, is the blockchain they're using, and what is the utility of the blockchain. Why is good for the blockchain?
But everybody, sorry to interject, everybody can tell an amazing story, right? Like, how do you ascertain the credibility of it? You know, whether this utility really exists or, you know?
Well, first, some of the developers of projects, like Plain Video, they're not doxed, meaning they're not, you don't know who they are. So when a project, you know, nobody's standing behind the project, you're like, okay, that can be one indication for a rug pull, even if it looks amazing.
In my case, for example, I always see the developers that are behind the project, first of all. Second, the code. And third of all, the stat for the liquidity, sorry. Because the funding depends a lot of the promise.
So Javier, I'm gonna have to. So you're talking about the who's in charge?
Who's in charge?
The code behind the blockchain.
Who is in charge behind the code?
Yep.
Because smart contracts have doors, you
Yep.
know.
And
partners also.
The partners, yep. And the third one then was
the utility.
The
comes
utility, which is like, what does it do? How does it? Why is it of
good
use?
for this blockchain? What are gonna come? For example, when I bought this coin as an example flow, nobody understand about NFT, and I was sitting. I don't know, I was here or in another place, and I remember I told someone, "What's NFT for you?" And my answer was, "It will be a digital certificate for everything," and it was 1 year ago. And now everybody is, oh, NFT, projects, gaming, blah, blah, blah. I'm not talking about that I'm like before what something happened, but you need to understand why a non-fungible token will be very good or will have utility, and who is running that blockchain and will give the utility, you know? I don't know if I explain or answer your question.
It makes sense, but kind of what I'm extracting as the lowest common denominator is, because all of this stuff is a good story, right? So even the use case is a story, because in many situations it's not even being applied, right? So the lowest common denominator that I'm kind of deriving from this is that it boils down to the credibility of the founders.
I think that's a fair, strong point. Is who are they and how big are they?
Yeah, and I like to really dive deep into the community. So for projects that are early, it's like I want to check their Discord. I want to go on Twitter. I want to see what the community is saying about them, because people will do research for you as well. People want to talk about the project. They want to know if it's good. So there's people always discussing what's going on. I always see if that community is engaged and if the developers are engaging in the conversation, because some developers won't be active in the Discord, won't be active on social. So to watch them want to grow their community, that's when you know the project should be successful, but we don't ever know.
So we're talking there about using the community as proxy sense
Yes,
making.
yes. The
for
community is
how good they are.
Great, really. And Discord is 100% involved with all NFT projects now, but the community 100% brings Telegram also.
Also be
I
aware.
prefer Discord, but Telegram, yeah.
Yeah, also with the community, be aware that today is very easy to build a community, fake communities. So dive into it and see if it's real. Like, it's really easy to build a quick community on Discord, and you see all the numbers.
For
and you
example,
think it's real.
Discord
is
a huge weapon. I know, but the complex in a way is good.
Yeah,
because it's security.
Can I actually?
What is Discord?
I really want to.
Okay, that's a good. Okay, what's Discord?
I don't even like Discord is just a place where people chat.
Yeah.
But it's a private place. That's all we need to say. But I
Yeah.
want to
Okay,
make
okay.
I want to make a really strong point
I'm not okay
here.
with that, but I'm still here.
I want to make a really strong point of what he just said. Like, Discord is too complex for people. if that's your answer, honestly, your ability of earning passive income is you're going to need to stay on simple things. It really does get complex. If you can't use Discord, which is just it's like WhatsApp, but a bit more complex, let's say. If you can't use that, then that's a sign, because your technical ability will become your biggest threat.
Exactly.
So that when we talk about the things for what makes decisions, like how much time you're willing to put into it and your technical ability, I think are two of the biggest ones.
In my case, the first we see the automation of Discord, the security, the bots they have inside the Discord, because you can connect the Discord a bot and they can take the funds from the MetaMask 100%.
Let's Nicole, sorry, do you want to share something?
Yeah, I think when it comes to DeFi, you should assume that everybody's trying to take your money.
Yeah, everything's a scam.
Everything is a scam. Everything is a scam. Unless proven otherwise, everything is a scam. All the links or emails, or they're becoming very, very sophisticated, and they mirror the exact protocol, and they change one letter in the URL, and it's, your brain is reading it as strong, and it can be a string, and you're just gonna fall for it. They're gonna ask your seed, and they're gonna say, "Oh my God, you can't get into your MetaMask unless you're confirming this," and you're gonna do all the things because, the urgency. So always, like, when you see something like that, nothing is urgent. You take a step back, and you start consulting with 5 other crypto people that you know and you trust, and you all examine this. But just because it's really painful, especially with Strong, for example, if someone is in your wallet, they take your rewards in front of your eyes, and you have nothing to do about it. Like, they're in your wallet. It's like, so yeah. So
I want to add to this the question of what you could do to be safe. Have at least 5 people that you know in crypto who do not just say yes to everything you do. Like, if I'm thinking of getting into something, I might ask Javier, I could ask anybody here, I might ask a couple of guys at the back that I'm friends with, because I'm interested, and I want one of them to say that's really dodgy. Oh, why? Because they've got gold in there. Like crypto's technology, but it's also really old school. Like, it's really we're just back to asking people. So I think that's a really good tool to have, is they can see what you can't see. Got some mics here?
If I can add just one more thing, please never put your seed anywhere. Like, keep your seed with yourself. Don't paste it anywhere. Your private key, your seed is just for you.
And
seed retention.
Always wear protection. I've been hacked before, and I didn't have a hard wallet. So now I'm like the hard wallet preacher. I'm like, get a ledger, get a Trezor, make sure your coins are backed up, make sure your nodes are backed up onto your hard wallet, because they can steal all your rewards and your nodes are compromised forever. And also, when your coins are on these exchanges, they don't really belong to you unless they're on a hard wallet. So say Coinbase shuts down from 3 days from now, and guess where your coins are? They're in Coinbase. That doesn't belong to you, unfortunately.
Is it fair to say, though, Nicole, just as a counter to that, if you use hard wallets and you want to keep your coins on your hard wallets, that your options for passive income greatly reduce?
No.
So you're telling me that if I keep all of my coins on a hard wallet, I have the same options for passive income as a person that keeps them on an exchange?
Yes.
I would challenge that fully.
So basically, so my ledger is connected to my MetaMask. So basically, every transaction that I approve has to go through my ledger.
Assuming that but also it has to be able to be used on MetaMask.
On MetaMask, yeah, it's connected.
What if you're using a chain that MetaMask can't use?
So you can use a different,
But then that doesn't. So I'll tell you what I'm thinking. There are passive income platforms and systems where you have to send them money. Using a ledger isn't going to protect me. I've let go of the money. So by definition, you're talking about if you've got your strong nodes, if you're using a ledger to sign something, But some platforms, you actually have to send the money, which means the ledger's never going to protect you. So
Once you send, it's done.
Yeah. So when like one of the number one things for me about how do I judge a passive income platform is my number one rule: where's the money? Is there money still in my possession? If the answer is yes, it's already at the top. I really want to drill that home. If to gain access to passive income, I have to send my money over there, I've got questions. Because now I have to say, who are you? And that starts me asking, how do you make your money? If I know the money is in my wallet all of the time, like a trading bot. I love trading bots because the money's in my wallet. So all I have to do is look after it with a ledger and MetaMask.
Everything with API.
Everything was with an API that doesn't have withdrawal permissions. Everything else, if that money leaves your hand, the risk just went up. Repetir? I mean, repetition.
Sorry. Isn't that with any protocol basically that you can use on blockchain?
Yeah, but if we had a trading bot,
yeah, of course.
It depends on the passive income. So my number one factor that determines the top,
sure,
and then there's a line, is everything up here, the money's in my control. Everything down here, I have to trust something. Cool. Oh, you want to share now? He had a really good idea earlier, but he didn't want to share. Go for it.
So like hello? Okay. So in crypto, we refer to this like not your keys, not your money, right? This is like the main crypto thing. Like that's why we love all crypto, because we have the decentralized money. Nobody can size it, etc. So like how doing the real Bitcoin OGs, how they creating passive income, I can tell you now because I know some of them.
Like me, like you.
No. I'm poor. No, I know some good friends. So basically what they are doing, they're not using like Binance or Coinbase to hold their money. And also you have to do like KYC. You have to show them what money you have, what coins you have. So this is like the biggest advantage of DEX, decentralized exchanges, right? Because you don't have to KYC. You don't have to share your data with any governments or IRS or anything. You can completely be anonymously control your money. So there we go to the biggest elephant in the room. Nobody talked today about passive income. And that's like Uniswap, SushiSwap, QuickSwap, whatever. But I would focus on Uniswap because with Uniswap, all the DeFi started basically 3 years ago, right? And they have like 50, 60% of the volume. I don't know, like they have a lot of volume. So basically it's the same like in Binance. You can, for example, myself, I'm holding Ethereum for long term. I'm holding Chainlink for long term. So I have both of these tokens and then I can stake them as a liquidity provider. And the utility is people using Uniswap every day, they have 1 to 2 billion in trading volumes. And from every trade you do on Uniswap, you pay 0.3% trading fees to Uniswap, to the platform. And this fees getting the liquidity providers. So this is a utility bill, right? For example, in one day, there's traded 1 million in Ethereum Chainlink pair, you get 0.3% of that money. Depends on the size on your pool, right? Okay, the risk is, the smallest risk what you can have is like in Uniswap, because you can take your ledger, you can connect to your MetaMask account. The coins never leave your own wallet and the coins never leave your own hardware wallet. So there is like 0.0001% that you get hacked or your funds, your private key get exposed. So you have the very low risk, and Uniswap is decentralized. So nobody holding you. You have just a smart contract risk, right? So if Uniswap smart contract get hacked, okay, no. So I recommend you to look into Uniswap if you want to keep control over your money.
Give him a round of applause. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to try and summarize that. Uniswap is a decentralized exchange. Why not got another conversation? We have like 2 minutes left. There are decentralized exchanges where you can connect your ledger, which makes it safe. Yeah? Sorry, Javier, we literally going to have to wrap up. Give me a minute. So you can connect your ledger so the coins never leave your possession, which means your risk is low. And then you can earn on their site. and you might earn with stable coin, which means the price is stable, but you'll probably get a low percentage. Yeah, but then if you're using Chainlink, the price changes. So you need to be more aware. I'm not saying it's a risk, but it's a different. Stable coins, stable-ish coins, and then high risk. If you're already holding the coins, you might as well earn something on them. And the sort of returns you're going to get from doing that? A month or a year? Okay, so but it's good if you're earning 1%, but it's bad if you're earning 10% a month. So you see how when we start talking about risk, his face said it all. As soon as it's 10% a month, it's like a different thing, yeah? What's 10% a month? I would never do this. I'm really curious, right? Just wait. This is really good. We're going to finish. Ask yourself this. Do you think you would ever trust something that would earn you 10% a month? Because so we got yeses here. I'm a yes. You don't have to. Let's have a see. Who feels that 10% a month, no matter what anybody says, sounds too risky, too dodgy, and I wouldn't do it? Thank you for putting your hands up. No, you want it down. You do it. This is if you don't trust it. Yeah? Good. Be honest with yourselves, right? Because you get lost in crypto. And do you trust 10% a month?
Do not fear.
It's not helping with due
Much,
diligence.
right?
Due diligence rule number 1. Don't fear anything. I like it though. So this is a really good point. Some of these returns are insane. Yeah. So you do have to find your methodology for understanding them. We're going to have to, I think, finish. What time are we on?
Yeah. It's 1 minute.
Can you do it in less than a minute? Yeah. Okay, go for it.
Okay. I'm running a bar. Some of them, but in this case, what I did is the people who pay me in crypto, I connected directly a software wallet directly to a cold wallet. So, and all the payments, once it's paid, go off chain. So it's very secure.
Wow.
Less than a minute, buddy.
That's amazing.
I have something for 20 seconds.
20 seconds, go for it. These guys are smoking, so they definitely get some
I
time.
think part of a strategy is you can start with a bucket, which will be your long-term bucket, and that's going to be very conservative. And then maybe 30% will be a little bit more medium-term. And then degen will be, 5% of your portfolio, and then you can play and see maybe a few $100s.
So we're talking about portfolio management. Don't put all your eggs in the riskiest basket. We literally do try to be on time. Now I have a gift. Put your hand up if you asked anything on a microphone today. Vadim. One here. Anybody that shared, first 10 people get breakfast here for 2 people. I want to give a really big thank you to Zitler. I'm just curious, who's never been to this place before? Show us your hand. You've never been here. This place is called Zitla Siba. When we lost our last venue because it closed down, they said, hey, we're in your community. Why don't you come to our place? And they brought us here, and we were like, wow. So not only do I want to give a thank you. Whose birthday is it? It is Augustine's birthday. Zitla Siba, where's Augustina? Where is she? I can't see her.
Happy birthday,
Augustina, come here.
to you.
Come here. So not only do I want to give a thank you to these guys here, but also this girl really helps so much when it's really, really busy. Well, all the time. Yeah, she's here now. So I want to give, as we know what we do on our birthdays, so we're going to start after 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Leila. Happy birthday to you.
Augustina is 21 again. Thank you very much. Happy birthday. So, those that haven't been here before will this will be new. And if you have been here, is that next door? The music starts next door. That's why we have to finish promptly. So these events are free of charge. We have done them free of charge since we first began because we do truly believe in it. but crypto changes a lot of people's lives, and most of us here aren't even Mexican. So we try to give back, and this community support CEAI, which is a charity that helps disabled people just outside near the highway, still inside Playa. So we collect money every single week. Every single month, we pay them $550 to help them have enough teachers to teach for 5 days a week. They used to have 2 days a week. They wanted 5, and we said, how much is that? And so this money helps to contribute towards that so that we can always make sure that they have enough teachers. So please, if you have enjoyed tonight, show your generosity, your contribution. We take any denominations, any currencies, and it is greatly appreciated, guys. Thank you very, very much. Ooh. And before we had a collection jar, we only accepted crypto because we thought that made sense. If you're a crypto community, we'll take crypto. But after 7 months, nobody gave us any money. But last night, somebody gave us an anonymous Monero donation. And so we want to say a big thank you to whoever that was that sent that in. And so for you guys that are giving us some money here today and our first real big crypto denomination, I want to say thank you for that. I want to say thank you to all of the team that help out here. You can find us on crypto.carmen. We have our podcast. We have the live replays on video and audio. You what? His back has a QR code. If you scan it, you can send him money.
You can send donations.
Yeah. If you want to find out more about any of our speakers, they're living and they're working here. We'll share the details afterwards. But for everyone that has spoken, for the team here, for Zilla Siva, for you guys, please give yourselves one last big round of applause. This has been Crypto.Carmen, event number 42. Enjoy your evening. I hope you've enjoyed it. Take care, everybody, and good night.
Good night.
Up out of there.
Ain't nothing but against the party.
Like that up, so why you acting like that?
know a guy with a rock star life, but he still don't fly, so he's mad at the sky. He sits me down, he kicks his wisdom. Spin around, I give him a listen. Seems like he's got a lot of complaints about how nowadays things ain't the same. Nah, used to play some faith in the basement. A toast for the sky and those kids that he came with. Cause they all on the same shit based on cut down placement. Uptown, stay strong. Don't ever do a dance with the devil now. That smile is a sign that you're selling now. Judgment, gossip, ethics, let's just exploit all this excess. You can feel how he feels to walk around town looking down from them tall heels. And who needs fame or fortune when you get the same love that the famous snorting? Future, so afraid of yours that you strayed from the course and you came up short. Believe you would have more credibility if he wasn't just another drunk pill junkie. It's obvious to me that he's still hungry for the superstars, a little bad lucky. Go ahead and get mad at God. Point your fingers at your dad and at Santa Claus. Listen, all of y'all, it's a sabotage. Wouldn't look so bad with the bandage off. It goes 1 for the bar tab, 2 for the shine. Slow your car and do another line. Barely trust them, they're all puppets. Love is nothing, scared of success. 1 for the bass, 2 for the drums. Last call, gon' take whatever comes. Barely trust them, they're all puppets. Love is nothing, scared of success. I think it's great how you used to be great. I can't hate on how you choose to relate. But I know that you had the potential. I understand why you wanted to let go. A lot of pressure in the middle of those shoulders. And we ain't getting nothing but older. Ain't nothing changed but the day we run from. But nobody knows it better than you, huh? 1 for the bar tab, 2 for the shine. Scuttle your car and do another line. Barely trust them, they're all puppets. Love is nothing, scared of success. 1 for the bass, 2 for the drums. Last call, gon' take whatever comes. Barely trust them, they're all puppets. Love is nothing, scared of success. 1 for the bar tab, 2 for the shine. Scuttle your car and do another line. Barely trust them, they're all puppets. Love is nothing, scared of success. 1 for the bass, 2 for the drums. Last call, gon' take whatever comes. Barely trust them, they're all puppets. Love is nothing, scared of success.
my mind. All the talking, wasting all your time. I've given all that I've got. Feels like I'm dreaming, like I'm walking by your side. Keeps on repeating, repeating. So free my mind. All the talking, wasting all your time. I've given all that I've got. If you want me, if you need me, I'll be yours. If you want me, if you need me, I'll be yours. If you want